All right, guys. Now, welcome to the counting principle, permutations, and combinations. Basically, this will cover Chapter 10, Section 2, Chapter 10, Sections 3. And also, this topic is needed to also complete Chapter 10, Section 5. More on that later. Now, let's introduce the fundamental counting principle. In a sequence of n procedures, if the first can occur in m1 ways, the second can occur in m2 ways, and the third can occur in m3 ways, and so on, the total number of ways in a sequence of procedures occur is m1 times m2 times m3 times so on, so on, so on to m of n. Now, a key word that you may see when you're doing the fundamental counting principle, or even if it comes to combinations and permutations, which also comes from the counting principle, is the word and. And the word and, when it comes to the counting principle, equals to multiplication. There'll be times where the word or will be implied. So when I imply the word or when the word or is implied when it comes to the counting principle, or will equal addition, and it's going to be implied. And I'm going to show you when to imply it and show you when to bring the word or into the question. But that probably won't be until we get into combinations. So let's focus on the word and as of right now. So let's read the first question. It says, there are 4 basic blood types represented by the letters of A, B, AB, and O. There is also an RH factor. An RH factor represented by, what's going on here, either negative or positive. Like someone can have A positive blood or A negative blood, B positive, B negative, etc. If a local blood bank labels donations according to the type of blood, the RH factor, and the gender of the donor, how many different ways can a blood sample be labeled? So we want to find the number of ways using the fundamental counting principle. So here we have it labeled by a blood type, by RH factor, by gender. And in this case, gender will be perceived as male or female. So there are 4 types of blood: A, B, AB, and O. So we're going to put 4 here. And that is the number of ways the first can occur. The first event can occur. Then by RH factor, which is either positive or negative. So there's 2 RH factors. And for this video, we're going to focus on 2 genders. I do recognize other genders as well, but the 2 genders focused on are male, female. So 2 genders. Now I'm going to multiply these. And there's 2 reasons why I'm multiplying here. It's because I want to find how many different ways can a blood sample be labeled, which is to find the total number of ways a procedure can be done. And also because when I read the question, the blood bank labels it according to type, RH factor, and gender. And means multiplication. So I'm going to multiply that 4 times 2 times 2, which is 16 different labels. And that is my answer. So I'm going to keep on this path. I'm going to do one more question in this video. Now, this is going to be question number 2. And it says here, the letters A, B, C, D, and E and digits 0 through 9 are used in a 4-letter and 2-digit ID card. A says, how many different cards are possible if letters and digits are allowed to be repeated? And B says, how many cards are possible if each letter and digit can only be used once? Okay, let's do A first. So it has 4 letters and 2 digits for the ID card. So 4 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4. Letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 4. And then for the digits, we have 2 digits. Digit 1, digit 2. Now, in this case, we have 5 letters that are being used here. So the possibilities that can go for the first sequence, for the first procedure, is going to be 5. I have 5 letters. I can use the letters A, B, C, D, or E. Let's say out of those 5 letters, I picked the letter A. How many options can be picked for the second letter? That, once again, will also be 5. And the reason why it's 5 is because I can repeat. I can repeat the letter A, or I can choose to use B, C, D, or E. That's why there's 5 options there. And I can also repeat for the third letter and the fourth letter. So 5 and 5. And remember, I am multiplying here. Now for my digits, I have digits 0 to 9. And 0 to 9 means I have 10 digits. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you open your phone and look at your keypad, you see the numbers 0 through 9, which means there are 10 single digits. So for my first digit, I have 10 different options. So 10 options can go in the place of my first digit. And because I can repeat digits, 10 options can go in the place of my second digit. Which means I can just multiply straight across. So that is going to be 62,500 different ID cards. And that is my solution for the first question, for 2A. Now, when it comes to 2B, this one is asking us to do the same thing, except we cannot repeat letters or digits. Each letter and digit can only be used once. So, once again, 4 digits, 4 letters, L1, L2, L3, L4, followed by 2 digits. Digit 1, digit 2. Each letter and digit only could be used once. Okay. So, for my first letter, I have 5 different possibilities, 5 different options. So, I can put 5 here. Let's suppose I picked the letter C. Out of my 5 options, I picked the letter C as my first digit. Because I can only use each letter once, I cannot use C again. So C is now eliminated from my pool. How many letters I have left to pick? I have 4 letters left to pick. And 4 is going to go in the second spot. Let's say I pick B. I can only use each letter once, so now B is removed from the pool. Which means I now have 3 options left to pick for my third letter. If I pick the letter D for my third letter, that means I only have 2 options left. Hopefully that makes sense. Each letter can only be used once. And the same thing will also apply for each digit. For my first digit, I have 10 options I can use. Let's say I pick the number 2. That means 2 is now eliminated from me using again. I can only use each digit once. Which means now I have 9 digits left that can be in the second option, the second slot. And here I can multiply. So there's going to be 10,800 different ID cards. Alright guys, hope this video made sense. Yes, it is a 10-minute video, but I want to get the introduction to the fundamental counting principle out the way. Pretty fast, pretty smooth. I will definitely be going back on this as well, and I'm going to introduce you guys to something called factorial notation in the next video. Take care.